Okay, section 3.3, example 4D. This one, we're going to start off on our flow chart, cannot be written in the x squared equals k. For a GCF, there is a GCF here because all of our numbers, 6, -48, and -54, are all divisible by 6. So we're going to factor out our GCF of 6. When you're factoring it out to figure out what's remaining, it's just like dividing. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. So we'll be left with a c squared. -48 divided by 6 is going to be 8. And then -54 divided by 6 is going to be -9. Okay. Now, while we are looking at this, we are going to check, do we have an equation? This one we do have equals 0. So because it's an equation, it is okay to divide out this GCF on both sides. Again, only if there's an equal sign. So then we will have c squared minus 8c minus 9 equals 0. Now we're going to factor by splitting here. So factoring by splitting, we have talked about, we need two numbers that are going to add to b and multiply to a times c. So a is 1, c is -9, means our AC equals -9. B equals -8. When we have this, we're going to list out factor pairs for -9. So for -9, we could have -9, 1. We could have -3, 3. We could also have +9, -1. And then we're looking for two numbers that will add to -8. That can't be this one. That would be +8. This would equal 0. So that leaves -9 and 1. So we're going to split this up here. So we're going to have our c squared minus 9c plus 1c minus 9 equals 0. Now we're going to factor out our greatest common factor from our first two terms and then our last two terms. So between c squared and -9c, we can factor out a c. That leaves c minus 9 in the parentheses. Then our second one, the largest number we can factor out there is a +1. So we can have a c minus 9 left inside the parentheses. After you write it as 4 terms and then factor out your GCFs, you are going to factor out the greatest common factor from these two terms now. And that greatest common factor is this c minus 9. So we're going to write c minus 9 by itself in front. And then the remaining parts go in the second set of parentheses. So c plus 1 still equals 0. So we have factored by splitting. And we are going to be solving. So we are going to set each factor equal to 0. So c minus 9 and c plus 1 equals 0. Once you have that, you're going to solve by inverse operation. So we're going to add 9 to both sides. Oops, sorry. And that gives us c equals 9. We're also going to subtract 1 on both sides for this one. And that gives us c equals -1. So our two answers, c equals 9 and c equals -1.